Well, here we are. We've been getting ready since August, haven't we? It's Christmas Eve, and we've all had it coming fast at us since literally August, when the stores started putting out the first of the Christmas items. And I know all of you have your gifts all wrapped. They're under the tree, ready to go. You thought long and hard about each person that you were getting a gift for, and what would be most special for them to receive. And I'm guessing while you were out shopping for other people, one or two things caught your eye that you wouldn't mind receiving yourself. I know that happens with me, but more so with my daughter. And so it's really hard to go shopping for others when there's so many things you see that you want yourself. Well, maybe it's the idea that you've been really wanting a new cell phone. You see, I've got one of those antique iPhone 5s. My oldest son calls it the brick, all right? It's really old, but the new ones cost too much. Or maybe you've been waiting for one of those snazzy new gadgets that have been on the market, one called Night Guide HD. They promise to reduce night driving glare and eye strain and dramatically improve your vision at night and in the rain. Yeah. Maybe it's these new magnetized insoles you can put in the old tennis shoes, you know? And it's supposed to take and relieve strain and release pain and boost your energy levels. Yeah, right. Okay. It's an idea. But I think my favorite this season that has popped up time and time again is this one. Glow bowls. Glow bowls, okay? Glow bowls are motion sensitive, your choice of color, night lights to go in your potty. I hope some of you got one. Glow bowl. I don't know. I'd fancy a green one perhaps. But you know, maybe you weren't dreaming of any of these gadgets at all. Maybe you didn't want anything material. Maybe you're just looking to have good health for someone you love. Maybe you were looking for the safe return of friends or family who've been traveling. But no matter how expensive or how big or how noble the gift that you've been wanting and waiting for this Christmas, there is no greater gift than the gift that God gives to each of us in Jesus Christ. The gift of God's love, wrapped in swaddling cloths and laid in a manger. You see, God gave us His own Son. And I love it. I have somebody giving me some amens over there, okay? I think this idea that when God sent us His own Son, Jesus, we can be reminded that this is a gift that is not just open, unwrapped, used for a couple of weeks, and then set aside. But indeed, it's a gift that lasts a lifetime, a gift that will last through eternity as well. And giving gifts is a time-honored tradition. It's done around the world in most homes. And many of us have wondered what we will give this year as we've attempted to manage what we spend this year. But I think the answer lies that in the gifts for many that we most want is the gift from family and loved ones is presence. Not presents with a T, presence, C-E, presence. The presence of the loved ones that we have. And you know, maybe that's why this scripture is so important for us to hear. For in this scripture, we hear the shepherds got it. They didn't stop off at the mall before they went to the manger. When the angels told them, they said to one another, let us take and go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about. You see, the shepherds got it, that their presence with the Messiah was more important. These shepherds are taking and reminding us that the things that we care the most for should be where we put our attention, our availability, our mindfulness, our closeness, and yes, our time. And so the question is, are you fully present for your family and for your friends? Can you let go of worry and put your own needs and cares on the back burner and focus on the needs of others? I want you to consider these suggestions. Excuse me. There's a lot of ghosts in here tonight. Okay. Consider these suggestions this Christmas season. First is be there. Be there for the ones you care about. Be there for your family. Be there. That even though you've been busy trying to balance all the shopping and busy schedules, work responsibilities, and yes, even cooking, when pulled in lots of different directions, remember to be there for those you care most about. Secondly, make be a choice. Be interested in what other people have to say. Be happy that you have time to focus on the needs of others. Be excited that you get to spend time with your loved ones and your family. Third, and this applies to some of us old ones more maybe, focus more on listening than telling. I think when we haven't seen somebody for a long time, we got all these stories we want to tell them, and we want to catch up on all of this. But I think part of being there for our families is focusing not so much on our stuff, but listening to theirs. Take and value their opinions. Take and embrace their points of view. Take and listen to other voices. I think another way is to connect emotionally. And sometimes that's hard when you don't get to see your family that often. It's hard to connect emotionally. But feelings are more important than things. And encourage your family to express their feelings. Have empathy and compassion and understanding. And my all-time favorite, I have to tell myself this one, unplug from the electronic world. TV, computer, and those devil smartphones, okay? They have the potential to block us from having a true interaction with other people. Put the smartphone away, take all the game controllers away from the young people, and you know, after Christmas Day, you can have it back. Have bona fide conversations with one another, looking at one another's faces instead of tiny screens. But especially when you're being with those you care most about, tell them about this best gift of all, the gift that God gives to each of us in His Son Jesus. That's the presence of the Lord. That is the one gift, that actually matters. You know, I think for many of us, we can get downright embarrassed about how much time we've got wrapped up in making lists, shopping, and getting presents for people. And I think in the middle of all of that gift focus, we somehow, in the busyness and the noise, we forget who we're celebrating. God came to us as a tiny human. God came to us and was born in a barn and laid in a big old cow bowl. Oh, manger, Bible calls it. I call it a cow bowl, okay? That's what it is. You feed the cows in their cow bowls, okay? But this time of year needs to be about presence and not presents. I remember not too long ago trying to clean up some things on my computer. I found a video of my oldest child's very first Christmas. It was pretty out there. He was 9 months old. We'd just built a new house. There was no furniture in the entire living room, which was a good thing, because there was a tiny path through the middle of the room that wasn't covered in gifts for this little 9-month-old baby. And we were all terrible about going nuts buying gifts. My sister's boyfriend came from Australia, and he was absolutely dumbfounded that anybody would buy that much stuff for a kid. I don't know that my son actually ever even touched most of that stuff. And so, when I watched this video, it was a reminder how in our love and our excitement, we get carried away, thinking about giving gifts, giving presents, and not being fully present with one another. So I've tried to tell my family this year, don't give me any gifts, emphasizing we need to focus on being present with each other, rather than buying a bunch of gifts we really don't want or need. Which is kind of like the story of a husband who one lovely Christmas Eve got a gift from his sweet wife. She bought him a burial plot for Christmas. He didn't say thank you. He just looked at her. But the next year, she got up even better than that. She went on, Walmart.com, and you can buy a pre-need casket, $1,200, your choice of styles. And he was pretty disappointed that third year when he didn't get a thing. And so he says to his sweet little shopper of a wife, you got me a plot, you got me a casket, you got me nothing this year. You've hurt my feelings. She says to him, well, how do you think I feel? I bought you good gifts and you hadn't used them. My husband would expect gifts like that. And so we think that this is just a silly story, but is it not just a prime example of how we think in our heads that a certain gift is going to be the bomb? This is exactly what our loved one wants. But indeed, the recipient may not be so overjoyed. And I'd love to say that I could push aside this monetized feeling that the world has about what Christmas should be, about making it into a gifting event. But I usually fail, and I'm sure many of you do too. And I end up running around all over town, grabbing up gifts and burning up my credit card on Amazon.com, because they got next day delivery. And we do all of this shopping. And I wish I were more like the shepherds. I wish I could be a shepherd and just glorify being in the presence of the Messiah. Just to receive him anew each year and not worry about what I'm giving people, but focus indeed on what I want to take and experience in the presence of Jesus. I think maybe they were the real wise men in the Christmas story, as opposed to the wise men who show up a little later, schlepping a lot of expensive presents. But I think God would remind us, more presents, less presents. But how many of us can honestly say that's what we want from God? We want more of God's presence in our lives and less of his presence to us. Is that what we really want to say to God? Because I think sometimes we say that, but the reality is we want God's presence more than his presence, because we want presents from God, such as health and wealth and knowledge and a better job and a better place to live. And God may want to give us these things, but we can't get them apart from him. And as King David said in Psalm 16, in your presence is the fullness of joy. Presents make us happy for a little while. Earthly gifts from God may even make us happy temporarily. But the fullness of joy only comes when we have a right relationship with God. So Christmas is all about giving. Giving not only material things, but giving our love and letting people know that we care and cherish them. Or do we find ourselves caught up in feeling like we're discharging a duty? We're buying gifts because we feel like we must. Maybe that's not so much what it's about. Because you see, love isn't a contract. It's a gift. Selfless giving is godlike. Selfless giving seeks and covets nothing in return. And it has no limits And that perfect example of selfless giving is in Jesus. God our Father gave us his presence as a gift to each of us. And the gift is Jesus Christ. The very presence of God walking with us here in our own humanity. And it is through him and with him and in him that our Father brings us back. For you see, we're all his prodigal children. He wanted to return us to right relationship with him. And I can't believe there'd be any greater gift for any one of us. But yet, in all of our shopping list, what will you give to God? All the shopping and all the names and all the lists, what are you going to give to God? You see, he only wants one thing. It's for you to be present with him.